Hello, this is Sais Black with the A.A.V.E TV, here on Wall Street for month 2 of the Occupy Wall Street movement, a protest, some may say, against the unethical business practices of the economic elite, whom they hold responsible for the current economic decline of America. The movement has since spread against 72 cities, validating Americans' concern about the economy and the state of the country. Some may even call this movement anti-American and may even say it has communist undertones. Well, we're here to speak to protesters to get some insight on why they're here. Why protest here on Wall Street? Why not Washington, D.C.? Aren't the politicians to blame?
Actually, both. I think the problems are exactly due to the tie between Wall Street and K Street, as it would be the lobbying equivalent in Washington, D.C. And the Occupy movements are actually spreading throughout the entire country and now the world. The problem is Wall Street buys the politicians. Campaign donations, they're lobbying, the near unlimited donations to the political parties. So what happens is you get a business, or Wall Street businesses, they hire lobbyists, they have their own lobbyist networks, they wine and dine the elected officials, they write legislation for the elected officials, they donate money to the elected officials, and they donate money to the parties. And although there are campaign donation limits to elected officials, the limits are far broader to the political parties. So what ends up happening is the major party leadership are basically funded by Wall Street.
How have you personally been affected by the declining economy?
Oh, the entire 99% has been affected. Absolutely. If you're trying to look for work and the companies aren't hiring, you have a hard time finding work. I work as a consultant, so fortunately, I'm always able to find clients to work with. But the fact that staff positions, because companies do not want to be responsible for benefits and insurance, have all but disappeared. And the fact that such positions have gone means that they can downsize because they don't have to fire staff because they have very little staff. There's the new economy is actually less and less dependent on a labor force. So it's almost like a game of musical chairs.
There's a get money out of politics movement going on. So do you think that the government is being bought?
Absolutely, absolutely. Every time some legislation goes through, it's dirtied with the hands of whoever is sponsoring the bill or whatever interest group is pushing the bill. And most times it's the people who have the money, which is most times the corporations. So definitely, I think it'll be primary concern to get the money out of politics as much as possible.
Where do you see America in the next 10 years if the 1% don't change the way they do business?
If what was the end of that?
If the 1% don't change the way their practices?
Well, I see this as a sign of the people finally saying, I just can't take it anymore. Collectively saying something needs to change. The question is what happens after this. 10 years from now, we have to face the fact that this country is a declining empire. And it's a declining empire for a number of different reasons. But for some specific reasons, we're in these wars all across the globe that we really can't afford and are ill-advised. We're not taxing the rich who are supposedly patriotic. If they're so patriotic, then they wouldn't mind paying more on their taxes. And because of the continual divestment from all of the infrastructure of this country.
Do you think protesting is the answer, or is this a step towards a larger cohesive movement?
Well, I don't look at this as a protest. I look at this as a demonstration of compassion. And by demonstrating our compassion, we're going to convert everybody into believing in a world based on compassion rather than greed. And it's going to happen fast. And it's going to be like, oh, it's happening slow, it's happening slow, it's happening, oh, it's happening fast. Oh, billionaires are changing sides. Oh, and then it's going to be everybody. And people are going to be like, oh, yeah. And the party's going to be great when things change. Within a year. And then it'll take us up to 3 years to actually change things to save our butts. And then it's going to be in the fan for a while. It's going to be ugly for a while, even if everybody lives as a human family next week. There's still going to be in the fan. So we have a lot of work to do. First of all, just politically to get people to believe in compassion, and then to like save ourselves from Greenland melting, etc. Toxics everywhere, GMOs being let loose, nuclear plants that got to be shut down safely and looked over for decades. We have a lot of work to do, even if we stop using money and all just put all our efforts into being productive and not into finance and insurance and things that produce nothing.